Well, we're back on the boat today, and we're going to be installing the first porthole assembly today, just to see what issues we're going to have with the others. Been kind of interesting so far. Here's the hatch, or I mean the porthole. Why do I keep calling them hatches? Here's the porthole, and it goes into that. This is a trim ring that goes around the outside of the boat. So I'm going to be inside holding this into its opening. And I'm also going to be outside on the ladder putting this trim ring on and putting the 10 mounting bolts in. Should be interesting to see me in two places at once, but we're gonna give it a try. So no sense talking, let's get started. We've added a liberal bead of caulking around the neck where it goes through the hull, and we're going to put a dab around each of the screw holes in the hull too before we try to slap this thing in. Okay, let's try to slide this thing in and then go outside and see if we can put the mounting screws in. Great to be two places at one time. Looks nice enough. Okay, let's go outside and do some, put the trim ring on and then see if I can run a screw or two through here. Well, there's the porthole installed. Luckily my friend Stu came along just when I was going up the ladder on the outside the 40th time, and he held the wrench on the nuts on the inside for me, and we tightened it right down. So it's in, and we're going to go take out the next one and see if we can get that ready to install next weekend. On Sunday we got to the boat extra early so we could have time to have even more fun than we had on Saturday. Took a look at the river. A lot of big ice floes coming down, but it was warm. There's no doubt that getting the old the old port out is much more difficult than putting the new one in. It just this one fought me for an hour and a half. Of the 10 mounting screws, 4 came out. The rest were all frozen in place. So we cut them out, and in doing so, just about destroyed the old hatch, which is fine. We learned it was easier to take the window out of the hatch. It gives you a lot more room to work. Wish I'd thought of that last week. But we know to do that now and to use longer screws than the factory used. There's the hatch destroyed, as you can see. Sawed the edge off it, drilled out some of the bolts. After 38 years, they're completely frozen. So there it is, cleaned up. That's the shroud that holds the hatch, and we're going to not be able to finish this today, but we thought we'd test fit a new hatch and then just tape it in place to keep the weather out during the week. Fits fine, the holes line up, and I'll have some help, I think, on next Saturday to hold the nuts from the inside while I screw them in from the outside. That will be 2 down and 2 to go, and the hatch project will finally be finished.